good to be here. How is everyone's Sunday going so far? Welcome in, Bog. Thanks for being first today. And I just want to say to all of the dads out there, Happy Father's Day if you're celebrating today. And even if you're not celebrating today, that's okay too. Just want to give a shout out to everyone. Okay, we also got Michael in here with us. Hello, yet it is. Reubens are your favorite sandwich next to French dip. They are one of mine as well. I'm pretty serious about my Reubens. We almost had a tragedy this morning, but we made it through. Hi, Titan. Hope you're doing good. Annie, welcome back. Yeah, happy Father's Day. I already have my FaceTime date set later on to call my dad. So make sure you call your dad today. You have a good relationship with him. Your name is actually Reuben. That's actually such a cool name. I've always really liked that name. Okay, I think I got my audio controlled here. It's not. I would have loved that though. Trixie's got you. Okay. Yeah, I had a good morning so far. I was like out of the house at 7:30. I always like to go charge the car on Sunday mornings because it's pretty quiet and no one is usually around that early. Everyone sleeps in here. So that was successful. And then I had to wait until 9 to go to the Italian center. I was planning on getting some shaved pastrami and the Swiss cheese from there just because their deli is phenomenal, and yeah, their prices are much better than any other grocery store around. But I was skunked, so I'm so happy that I did not end up walking there, because I almost walked there being like, oh, it's like a pretty nice walk, about 30 minutes each way. I would have walked there for literally no reason, wasted my time, and then had to come home and like drive somewhere else. So yeah, you have to like take a number and then wait through all the people before you can even ask what you need. So I was probably in there for like a good 10 minutes because yeah, things that open up at 9 here on the weekend, that's like late for a lot of people. So there was like people lined up outside of the store waiting for it to open. It was nutso. And so yeah, at least I was able to just zoom quickly like 5 minutes down the road to the regular store. And even they didn't have pastrami. Like I looked at the deli case and like this really feels dystopian now when you go to a grocery store, at least here, and look at the deli case of like meats that they'll slice for you. It's like half empty and everything looked so disgusting. Like I remember one of my favorite things was going to the store with my mom if we were like making sandwiches that week. And like the deli case was like this most phenomenal looking like presented thing. Now it just looks like crap. It was so sad. So I was like, you have pastrami? He said no. I was like, well, what about corned beef? And the corned beef, like I don't know if you guys are really picky about your deli meats, but I am. It looks like the kind of like rubber consistency, like it was kind of pressed together and like had holes through it. I was like, well, I definitely don't want the corned beef. And then I seen above it, there was this really beautiful actually looking brisket, Montreal smoked brisket. So I was able to pick that up and that was $3.59 per 100 grams, so think like $36 a kilo just for that. But it looks really good, the color of it. I think that will make an amazing Reuben still. And it was $11 for 300 grams. I said sheesh. And I did actually pick up horseradish though, and this was $2 off today, so I was really happy about that. I was like, oh, fancy keg brand. The other one was like $5. That one was $2.50. I think that will work just fine. It's true. I have made Reuben sandwiches from Montreal smoked meat. Like we have made that before. I maybe on stream, or at least we've done the process and put it on YouTube. Hi, Blondie. How are you doing? Hello, Fully Lisa G. Oh, sorry. I did miss your follow. before we started the stream. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. We cook every weekend here on Twitch, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. And Sundays, I usually call them quick and easy Sundays. We try to do 3 hours or less on stream. Usually it's around 2 hours, just so that we can hang out first thing and then you have the rest of the day to go do whatever you want. So here's the menu, guys. We're gonna make sandwich, along with one of my actually favorite broccoli salads that a lot of people don't know about. So check out the recipe. We've made it before on stream, but it's been, I think, years since we made this broccoli spoon salad. It's a really yummy Bon Appetit recipe. And it's not a mayo-based broccoli salad. It's a vinaigrette, so healthier. There is dates in it. We're gonna roast some pumpkin seeds to go in it and some fresh herbs chopped. Really refreshing for the summer. Okay, let's make a little listeroo. And then if you guys have never had a Reuben sandwich before, just a quick pause for MZZV. Thank you very much for the Prime Gaming sub, my friend. I know you only get one per month, so thanks for using it here. 7 months in a row being part of the kitchen crew. But yeah, a Reuben sandwich is rye bread. It totally depends on like where you get your Reuben sandwich, what type of rye bread they use. There's a bunch of different kinds. I was only able to find the dark rye bread. And so let's talk about this, because I bought this bread on Friday and I was looking at it before stream and then I was like, brother, ew, because it's moldy already. So hopefully the other side of the bread is not moldy, but it's 2 days old. What is going on here? That's a big oof. Like, I was actually upset before stream. I was like, what the heck? It wasn't like it was moist when I bought it. But gosh dang, like I'll have to throw out that slice and hopefully it didn't go through to the rest. I literally just ate this yesterday with toast and eggs. Once you see mold, it's done. What? Don't care if the other side is moldy. Well, I'm gonna use the other side because it's not moldy. Like I said, I literally just ate it yesterday. Take a pic, post it on Twitter, and tag the store. Like, I got home and noticed that, like, after I did all my errands, and then it was too late to go out again. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what the other side looks like. The other side is fine, and that's usually the case. It's okay, guys. But yeah, I'm totally gonna call them out because the same store also sold me expired Rice Crisps last week. So I guess I have to go and talk to this store manager. Yeah, we're gonna toast it. That is actually true, right? Like, we are gonna griddle it, so even if there was like a residual mold, it will die. What can you do, Blondie? A lot of things have mold in them. Like, you go have a cup of coffee, you're ingesting mold. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it. I'm not scared. One thing, like working in food service for a long time, you're not gonna throw out food. It's not an easy thing for us to do. You're gonna use it. Not saying that I've served other people moldy bread, because that doesn't come out of my pocket when that happens. You just throw it out and you grab a new loaf, right, to make sandwiches. But like, I bought that. I'm not gonna throw it out. That was my hard-earned money. Yeah, there is so much mold. Like, cheese is mold. Like, we could go on and on. So, up to you, whatever you decide in your life and how you live it. What is the difference between griddling and frying? Oh, thank you, Knife Clan. And thank you very much, gifting the sub to someone that is new here today. Fully Lisa G, welcome to the kitchen crew. Hi, Boston Health Department. Oh God, the health department's here. Don't show them the moldy bread. Okay, so griddling to me is usually on like a flat surface, right? It's usually called like a flat top in the kitchen. And you guys can buy little flat top electric ones to plug in. A lot of people make their pancakes and stuff on those on the weekend. And frying kind of means anything, right? Like you could shallow fry, you could deep fry. Frying is just cooking in oil in my mind. But griddling, you don't use a lot of fat. You just put one swipe of like butter or mayo or margarine on your bread and griddle that until it's golden. Kind of like a dry fry, exactly. Cheese has mold? Crazy, I know. Your fat-free milk spoils before your fat-free creamer. That does make sense. Anything that's higher in fat will actually have a longer shelf life because fat is a preservative. Thanks, Annie, for the 500 bitlies. And happy for the 100. Setting off our hype train as we have this mold conversation. Choo choo! Lactose-free milk, I will say that the expiry date is like, what, a month or something? That was always mind-blowing to me in food service. It's the mold train, here we go. I'm sorry guys, but like I said, I already went out to 2 different stores and then I didn't think my bread would go moldy in 2 days. My gosh. And that's true too, right? Any almond milk or like nut milks, they have such a high shelf life. I will say oat milk for sure, because it's like blended with stabilizers and stuff. So oat milk lasts over a month. Okay, let's get into this. I think we will, I mean, basically the sandwich is ready. We just have to assemble it. So I will show you that. So let's work on our salad first, and then we'll do our sandwich and we're good to go. That's it. Let's just look through this recipe real quick. What do they say? Broccoli spoon salad with warm vinaigrette. Nice, this recipe came out like during the pandemic, March 30th, 2020. I think that was the first time we made it. You're not gonna touch the nut milk statement. You don't have to. You don't have to. For a while there, I was drinking oat milk, like a long time, but now, not anymore. Okay, this salad puts all the best textures on a spoon. Crisp, raw broccoli, chewy, sticky dates, and crunchy toasted. They use pistachios, which are pretty expensive. I have pumpkin seeds, so I'm gonna use those because that would be good. You could probably also use walnuts. Toasted sunflower seeds would be yummy in this too. I don't know about peanuts or pecans or macadamia. Hazelnuts might be good with it as well. Oh, and Bonk, I didn't ask you. How was your pizza and your adventure yesterday for your early Father's Day? Did it all turn out? Michael. Yeah, there are also some nut milks. Like some are pasteurized and shelf stable. Other ones you have to keep in the fridge, which is also kind of like mind-blowing to me. How is one way and then the other one always has to be in the fridge? Me too, Crux. I love, love, love Reuben sandwiches. And I've had quite a few from around the world, and even like some of the fancy ones that people go traveling for. We can talk about that once I make up my little list here. Okay, another fancy thing in this salad, and like the reason that I even have this spice, let me go get it. We had to order it off of Amazon, pretty sure. It's called Ras Al Hanout. And it's a Moroccan spice blend. Ras Al Hanout. And what this is, so coriander, curry spice, turmeric, caraway, cumin. So that's kind of cool. There's caraway in this because there's caraway in the rye bread too. So the whole dish comes full circle. There is chilies in here. And it says actually just a little bit of rice flour, I think, to keep it from caking together. So fancy. So think about all of those flavors, and then we're gonna like toast that in some oil to make the vinaigrette. Yum, yum, yum. Bonk, the pizzas were amazing as usual. Had a great time. Oh yeah, and the mini concert. Fun. That sounds great. Hi, Walter Mellon. Welcome in. Okay, so we have the Ras El Hanout. It says featuring aromatic and warm spices, and it brings a smoky depth to the bright citrusy dressing. So that's where I'm going to use up some more of my lemons. And then it soaks into the broccoli because the dressing's warm, and then you pour it over. And anytime you pour warm dressing over something, it's gonna soak in the flavors more. Like potato salad too is really good for that. And they said if you don't have Ras Al Hanout, garam masala or even just curry powder will work for the spices. They say if you're a meal prepper, this is a great make-ahead salad, and it only gets better with a little time. I will say it's definitely better the day after. Oh, it's just like started pouring rain, but it's still sunny out. I love when that happens. It is so good, guys. And then the dates and like the crunchy nuts. Okay, so we'll have to toast our pumpkin seeds or whatever nuts or seeds you're using. We'll do that first. And then while that's going, maybe we will cut up our broccoli into the bowl for this salad. We need to cut up some dates as well as a little bit of shallot or onion. I am gonna do just a touch of white onion chopped really, really fine in this because, yeah, the crunch and like the freshness of it will be really good once we put the warm vinaigrette. Dates, onion, and then we have herbs to chop up. So there's cilantro in here, and then we're also gonna do parsley. And you could also make this salad spicy. They put a jalapeno pepper in there. I didn't get a jalapeno this week, but you could also just sprinkle some chili flakes in when we make the dressing with the spices. You love vinaigrette? Me too. Yeah, we just made Greek vinaigrette actually yesterday on stream. So easy. So the opening band did mid-70s soul, funk, R&B. I actually love that music so much. I would have had a blast. Everything is better with spice. Spice up your life. Okay, and then lastly, once we have most of the additions for the salad prepped, then we can make the vinaigrette and toss it all together. And then lastly, we will assemble our Reubens and griddle them. And that's it, guys. It'll take, what? We can say 5 to 10 minutes to griddle, depending on the temperature that you go with. Annie used to play in a funk band. That sounds so fun, guys. Can we start a band again? Okay, for toasting the pumpkin seeds, we can take those out because I always keep my nuts and seeds in the freezer. So there's our little bit of pepitas, and then let's just turn on the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And we'll just pop those in a little roasting pan. And it'll probably be 10-15 minutes to get those until they start like popping. Yeah, where is Mish? Where is Mishi? Hooked on a feeling. Is that the right one? Was that the right tune, Annie? I could have messed it up. And then we don't need any oil for this because they have their own oil built in. So any recipe that says to like coat it with oil, they're lying. That would be a waste. So we'll just wait for the oven to preheat and then those can go in. Let's get our broccoli out. You used to walk in the audience with your instruments. I heckin' love that. Oh, I even got fresh basil yesterday. I bet that's gonna be good. This is my broccoli that I bought because I couldn't justify paying like $3.50 a pound for broccoli heads at the grocery store when this whole bag is only $5. So that's where we're at. So I kind of cheated with this from Costco. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to turn down my light. But yeah, sometimes cheating is actually better. It just works out for the best. But we'll still have to probably cut up a few of these florets. That's one way to get ahead. But when the broccoli costs... Okay, this is really messing up the lighting, isn't it? When the broccoli costs as much as like the same price as a pork shoulder per pound, that's how I compare my stuff that I buy now. If a vegetable's the same price as meat, I'm like, nope, not happening. Gourmet funk, yes. That actually might be a good idea, Michael. Or just actually like venting it like how I did, and you can maybe sneak like a paper towel or just a clean cloth in to control the moisture in the bag. Very smart idea because it will last probably a week longer than you think. Ah, it didn't cut very nice. Let me fix this. Sing a recipe while performing. Well, there's this one duo on YouTube, let's say. I think it's just like boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know if they're married, but they're called Flavor Trip. And so they DJ, and like the one that I listened to yesterday was awesome. You'd probably love it because they did some funky beats. They DJ for about an hour while they cook something on this side and switch off. It's such a good name, Flavor Trip. I've been watching them for a few years now. Yesterday, I think they made pancakes in the video. Is that enough broccoli? That's enough to start, and then we can pick through. Obviously, the pieces that are really small, we don't have to cut up anymore. Put that bowl up here. Okay, so broccoli salad. I like kind of bite-sized bits so that you don't have to like struggle putting the piece of broccoli into your face. So let's pick out all the small bits first. Then we'll go over the bigger ones. Flavor Trip. Everyone go check them out. That's what I listen to a lot of the time on the weekend when I'm like cleaning up the kitchen before stream. That one is going back to the earth. They do Chill House. It's so good. Okay, and then we'll just use our paring knife. I usually start at the stem of the broccoli and then cut down and then just kind of pull it apart naturally. And that way we'll mitigate all of the broccoli dust. You heard flavor strip? Of course you did, Torino. And yeah, we'll just see how much this fills up the bowl. Planning to use at least half of the bag, which we did. Probably just roast up the rest of this week. Yummy dinner. Not much beats bacon, also facts. Guys, it's the halfway point for Samo through his rotation today. We got 11 days till I go pick him up out of the 21. So that's exciting. It's going pretty fast, I would say. And then coming up this week, I'm cooking for my people on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday is our wedding anniversary. 4 years already. So I'm happy that I'm off that day. That's my 1 day off. And then we're back to streaming. Like, the weeks are going by so quick for me now that I have a little side gig. It's wonderful. Okay, I think the oven's almost hot as well. We can stick the pumpkin seeds in. You're so excited? Me too. Like, I have it in my mind that we just have to do this until October. Because Sam's planning on, like, working a 6-week straight stint, but then we'll get 6 weeks straight off together to do our road trip. And so that'll happen in October, and then around the same time, my clients are also having a baby then, their first babe. So I'm sure things will change, and like they'll have a lot of family over and stuff. They maybe won't need my help as much. I guess we'll see. I'll try and stuff their freezer though before that happens when I go away, just so they have easy meals to make. I think we can do more Brocco, guys. And yeah, always gives you something to look forward to, totally. Let's do that much more, and then I'll put the rest back in the fridge. Maybe I'm gonna pick through actually all of this and take out all the small pieces, because I noticed like the bigger pieces of broccoli are better for roasting, right? So we might luck out and we don't even have to cut up anymore. Also a pro tip to have it last longer, right? Use up the small pieces first, because that's what's gonna go bad. And yeah, we'll let you guys know as we get closer to October what our plan is for the road trip. But apparently Sam already has this like huge note made up on his phone of like so many things that he wants to do, which is so funny because usually like I'm the one that plans everything and he just goes with the flow. So I'm like letting him take the lead, chat. Sometimes that's nice, right? If you've always been the planner. Okay, that's good. That was easy. Hey, thanks, Costco. Okay, there are some gross bits though. I'll take out before we put the rest of this in the bowl. Is the riverboat happening before? I would say so. Because, yeah, usually in October, things become winter here again. So the riverboat, I mean, if it snows and stuff like that, it'll be shut down. Probably tentative with the weather during that month. Sam's planning with purpose. Totally. Before he left, he said to me the one night, he's like, we have to go sit down together and I need to go through this with you. I was like, okay, but then it didn't happen. So now I'm just like sitting here at home all excited. Okay, my little onion. What else? We'll get our herbs all chopped. And then we'll put our pumpkin seeds in. Pretty much, right? We've been on enough road trips and traveled enough together before that we know what we like and don't like. Let's put a 7-minute timer on for the pumpkin seeds. My kind of sad cilantro, this is what we have left from last week. And I've been just watching it, kind of picking through so it doesn't go too gross. And we got some like crazy storm building up here today. What is this all about? Can you hear the wind just whipping through? Maybe a surprise or two in there, maybe. Like, do I have to turn the hood vent on just so it's not annoying? There, I think that's all the gross brown pieces. Okay, a little bit of parsley. And I do have some parsley already chopped in the fridge from yesterday, so we'll make sure we use that up. Hi, Greek! Basically Greek. That's where I'm at. Our little pinch of parse. So let's actually keep the herbs when we chop them in this, because when we pour the warm dressing over the broccoli, we don't want to wilt the herbs at all. So let's first pick this off the stem. Just some spotty rainstorms. I know it was supposed to be rainy today, but not really. I don't know what it wants to do. I mean, let's say this. It's snowing for Samo today. Like, the ground was almost covered white by the time he went to bed this morning. So there's that. Good old none of it. Just chop the parsley and cilantro together because they're pretty much the same size. That's gonna be warm, Annie. I always get really excited now when I see that it's gonna be pretty cool here. Like, it's gonna be cool the next 3 days. Just low teens, which I so love, like, working and cooking in. I keep saying, like, to Sam, the Arctic has ruined me. Working there for even just a year, my body just can't handle the heat like it used to before. Like, I really used to worship the heat in the summertime and, like, sit out there for hours. I die now. I die. What is this word? No Neofa radar scan in Nunavut. And yeah, humidity is such a killer as well. Oh, Nunavut. What is this word? One thing about me, I'll straight up ask questions. I'm not scared. But yeah, I like feel like such a wimp now when it gets hot. Ugh. I'm like, what happened to me? Is this just something that happens as we age? I really don't know. I can hear a pumpkin seed just popped in the oven. What do we got here? 2 minutes? I'm just gonna have a little peek in there. I might just give him a little shake around. Yeah. They're starting to puff up a bit. Turn a little bit golden brown for us. We'll go back in. And then I'm gonna set 3 minutes. And that might be good. Hi, Mickey. How's your Sunday? Nice. You managed to take Dad to the pub today for Father's Day. What did he have? What was his special meal? Right, it kind of doesn't make sense. Thought all the people retire where it's really warm. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's just the Arctic ruined me. He had the Sunday pork roast. Nom. And you had the beef. That sounds so good, dude. I like that they do roast pork and roast beef. Have a choice. Okay, done with those. We'll do the onion next. Just keep this on the side. I think we'll use it right away. Little wash up. Puppers let you sleep till 8 a.m.? Puppers is growing up. We're sleeping in now. That's the best feeling though. Sleeping in peace. Okay, we grated this onion on the one side, the other stream. So I'm just gonna try, like falling apart on me, to cut a little bit from this front part. Stop that. Really fine dice. Get out of there. Your cat won't let you sleep past 6 a.m. I hear that a lot. Hi, Scoots. How's your puppy doing, actually? Wrangling yard work and the puppers. Puppers are the heckin' best, though. Are these all cut still? I don't know if that's cut through. I might have to slide it off. Okay, so that was like pretty much what we call a brunoise cut. Really, really small. Diced onion to go in here. And it's white onion, so it's more mild than yellow. And for sure more mild than red. Okay, that's our 3-minute timer. Let's check our pumpkin seeds. Hi, Dust. You're with Scoot, lurking a bit. Just wanted to say hi. Thank you for popping in, you two. I hope you have a good day. Okay, look at this. It's completed. They're even smoking a bit, so I'm gonna take it out of the roasting pan so that they don't over toast. Maybe I'll just let it cool in a little metal bowl. I'm worried about the porcelain like cracking or something from the heat. I did not even find pastrami, going to 2 different places, but I did find a really yummy looking Montreal smoked brisket that I was able to get shaved. I was almost starting to stress out though. Like, there's not many other stores around here. My other option would have been like Walmart, or I have to drive about 20 minutes. So then it had me thinking, I was like, is Reuben sandwiches like something that people make a lot on Father's Day here? Like, what's going on in this city? It is not fun. Yeah, I don't love driving around or waiting for things. You guys probably know that. Why I do everything super early. Okay, where are we at? Toast pepitas, broccoli, onion, cilantro, parsley. We'll do the dates next. I'm gonna bring the olive oil over because I know we need that for the dressing. And same with this white wine vinaigrette. Because we're almost at that point. Cilantro! Run away! Here's my dates. They are not medjool dates. They are called Deglet Noor, is the actual variety of the date. So I find that they're not as large as the medjool dates, and they're a little bit more firm, which is actually awesome for like putting into a salad like this because they won't go insanely sticky. Driving around is unavoidable in Lehigh Valley. That's like where we used to live on the island, right? I'm gonna go with that much dates because we'll cut them in half and then chop them up. And yeah, this is the exact same brand from the olive oil that I always use. Dates are the original raisin. Yeah. They're so, so good. So both of these I got from Costco. Same brand, organic. And you can like trace their source, which is super cool. And plus, dates are just way better than raisins in general. I would always sub-date for raisin. If this was a medjool date, it would be sticking to my knife already. But they are still as good. Like, I have totally stuffed these with peanut butter and eaten them as a snack, and it's really delicious. That was like a little viral dessert that was going around for a bit, and then you can even dip it in chocolate. I would say they don't have as much fructose. Like, if I hold it up, you can kind of see it's a bit more like pulpy, and some of them are more like dry. But when you eat it, like the white stuff, it just melts in your mouth, like almost like cotton candy sugar. So you would think that it would be really stringy at first when I opened up the pack. I was like, what the heck are these? But then you eat it and you're like, whoa, okay. Much more of a like caramel flavor, let's say, rather than a super sweet dried fruit paste. And yeah, not as sticky. But when I discovered that, I totally had to look it up. So I was like, medjool date versus Deglet Noor. What is the difference? You've never tried dates, Dust? Have you ever had sticky toffee pudding? Because a lot of people don't know that that's made from dates. Well, there you go. So you have. Because you like boil dates and make this syrup with water. Dates are one of the oldest cultivated fruits. That is so cool, Bong. Thanks for teaching us that today. I don't think I knew that. Okay, now I'm rinsing off my knife before it gets really sticky. Gordon Ramsay just heard sticky toffee pudding. No, he didn't. Shh. Don't summon him. Sprinkle that in the bowl. And then I'll wipe the board actually, because it did get a little bit sticky. They found 35 bottles of cherries in George Washington's Mount Vernon home. Can we eat those still? Imagine how good those would have been. The Sumerians cultivated dates in the Middle East before 3000 BC. There is so much history in food. It's so magical to me. Like, I never understand the people who, like, just have zero relationship with food. Like, if they could, they would not eat because it's, like, an inconvenience to them. Those are not my people. Date bars are delicious. Yeah, date oat squares. I wonder how these dates would be to try and make that. Now you're kind of making me want that. Hi, Blob. Talking about stale. Hey. Okay, our vinaigrette. Let's read through. Then we'll go over. It says heat some oil. So they say grapeseed or neutral oil, but I want to use olive oil today, so that's what we're gonna do. Just don't heat it up too high. And then we actually need some fresh garlic for making the dressing. So you kind of fry the garlic first, and then afterwards... Okay, we fry the garlic and the spices, and then we take it off the heat, whisk in lemon juice, vinegar, honey, and season with salt and pepper. That's so easy. Okay, so we can put a couple things into this small pot. That's what I was thinking, Bonk. Make some date oat squares the next stream. Oh no, what is Annie's joke gonna be? I'm scared, I'm not answering. Did you hear about the date grower who tried to make it as a musician? His colleagues told him, don't give up on your date job. Lucky Mish isn't in here. She'd probably say that joke was about you. Okay, 6 tablespoons of oil. Oh no! Dust. Not your best work. I think that's good. I guess I could have measured, but it feels weird to measure out oil. Okay, next up, I put my Ras Al Hanout back here. 2 teaspoons. Hi, Mish. Yeah, we always have to tempt fate. You can slap back. What? I didn't know this. Guys, the pumpkin seeds are still popping on this side after we took them out of the oven toasting. I love when they do that. Yeah, is that the rice flour? What the heck? Are they just cutting spices with rice flour now? What is going on here? Yeah, you knocked her out. You're out of here. Okay, before we do that, toasting. Grab some garlic. They say to grate it fine with a microplane. I'm just gonna use the garlic press. Guys, 1 garlic, but we cook it. I think we for sure need 2. That's a 2 garlic for me. Hey, did anyone stick around for the end of the bagel stream that we rated yesterday to see how the bagels turned out? I ended up heading out because I had to, like, do life things like clean up and eat and then talk to Sam before work. That was so dang fun, though. You left when she was boiling? Oh, that's awesome that you got to that point of the process, though. Because, like, she was just kneading when I left. And yeah, cooked garlic is mild as well. So that's why I was like, well, I think we can double it. Boom. These are pretty big garlic cloves, too. Yeah, when she got her mum to finish kneading, that's about when I thought I should do life things. It looked so good, though. Maybe we'll make some bagels when Samo's back. I think he would enjoy that. And then, so I vacuum sealed, like, let's say 2/3 of the scones that I made yesterday. I vacuum sealed. One pack has 6. And then the other 2, I did 3 each, just in case I wanted a little bit while Sam's away. So I'm popping snacks into the freezer for Samo, too. You had to leave to get ready for your date? Was it actually a date? Why did you put it in quotations? It looks yummy. I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna wipe this garlic juice off. And then, okay, we'll put that to the side. First, we are going to get some lemon juice. We need 2 tablespoons of that. Or at least just have it ready to go. Nice. Okay, we have this lemon that I cut in half yesterday. So squeeze that into the pot once it's toasted. We have our white wine vinegar, or they said white balsamic vinegar. And then we need a little bit of honey, and then just some salt and pepper. Kinda sorta a date, but not really. Since you're talking to, oh yeah, about actually using the dates, you threw it in quotes. That's awesome though, Bong. I'm happy for you. Hey, is that all I need? Just the honey. Luckily, we're mixing the honey into something warm, because you know how it always crystallizes, right? We'll pop a spoon into there right away, though. Just good friends at that current time. That sounds like when Samo and I, like, we worked together for 3 years as, like, really good friends. And then, yeah, we were smart enough to not become anything more than that until we both left that workplace. The Rockies might get snow in June. It has been crazy here. Bye, Isarl. Have fun. You go get that sunshine and exercise, because I'm probably not going to do that later, so do it for me. Do I have any cookbooks for sale? I don't. I do not have my own cookbooks. How I share my recipes, let's say, is I have a Discord channel. And there is, well, 6.5 years worth of recipes in there now. But I was thinking at this point, probably worth starting to compile a lot of the very good recipes we've found, because I always kind of put my own spin on it. Probably worth making some recipe books at this time. Okay, let's turn that to medium heat. We'll just watch for it to get bubbling, and we don't want to burn the garlic. So get a little spoon to stir that. You joined it? Perfect. Yeah, we do know the classic saying, not getting involved with your coworkers. Don't do it, guys. It'll be easier, trust. Okay, that's not the oil, it's just my burner. Because I cooked a steak last night, actually, for dinner after stream. Girl dinner! And I think some of the tallow splattered out of my frying pan over here. It was pretty good, Annie. I realized, though, that the steak I bought, I got too excited when I saw grass-fed, but then I didn't see on the label it also said imported. So I was like, where the heck in the world is this beef even from? Obviously not Canada. But it still had pretty good flavor. I did a really nice cook on it, and then I ate it actually with like a little bit of Caesar dressing and a little bit of hot sauce on the other side of the plate. Oh, it was really good. No smoke detector to set off. Nope, all the batteries died, so no smoke detectors exist in the ceiling anymore. And the last time I used the sous vide, was it a little bit ago? I think I made some duck confit, but this was off stream. Maybe 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months. Think I should make a cookbook? I think you're right. I'm like just getting back to feeling like myself again after a few years. We've made a lot of life changes recently. So I finally feel like I'm getting my youthful energy back that I always used to have. Maybe I will start adding some extra things onto my list. Like just typing out a couple recipes every day. And then if you do that every day, well, by the end of the week, you have a cookbook. Did we do the confit on stream? Samo was around. See, sometimes I can't even remember. It all gets jumbled. Okay, we're just starting. A little bit of bubbling over here. So as we see this frying up, I'm just gonna keep kind of swirling the pot on and off of the heat because we don't want to burn the garlic at all. It'll taste bitter and not good. Yeah, that's true, Annie. Hey, during robotics, you really weren't around much for stream, but we knew that. Yeah, you have a hard time remembering what you ate last week. Exactly. That's a Subaru. One of the only exhaust noises that I don't mind. I'm just gonna turn off the pot because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of residual heat from here. And oil takes a while to cool down once you heat it up a lot. Swirl, swirl. That looks good though, hey? It got really good and fragrant too. It tastes, or sorry, it smells sweet. From the Ras Al Hanout. It's got this sweet aroma to it. Just wait till we put the honey in. Okay, putting it back on the burner just for a little more heat. What? Rocco with your cod out? Some people's usernames. Hilarious. That's the sound? Yeah, when the cheese farts go wrong. Oh, man. Okay. So I remember saying at the beginning of stream that we would talk about Reuben sandwiches more as the stream went along. And I said I'm pretty serious about them, and I am. I don't remember what age I was when I had my first Reuben sandwich, but my mom made this a lot growing up for us. Yeah, this is the dressing for the broccoli salad, guys. I think we're good. Just a little bit of sizzle left, so let's come over to the board. Don't do this to me today, camera. Please. Come over here, and we will now first add some honey so that it can melt from the heat. I think it's a teaspoon. Let me just check. A tablespoon worth. Okay, a little bit more. You've never had this variation of broccoli salad? Okay, so I'm gonna say the best Reuben sandwich I've ever had is for sure from Katz's Deli in New York City. It's also the most expensive Reuben sandwich I've ever ingested in my life. One of the other, let's say, brands of Reuben sandwiches from a restaurant that is popular. I had this one in Vegas, and that one was from Carnegie Deli. And both of these spots, like both Katz's as well as Carnegie, they pile on the meat almost so high that like you can't even bite into the sandwich normally. Like you can barely fit your face around it. And he's terrorizing us. And then one of the most unique Reuben sandwiches I've ever had, as well as like we came up with this at the brewery when we opened it, was a smoked duck breast Reuben. So think like hot smoked duck breast. So it's cooked through, basically like deli meat is how we shaved the duck breast, and it had that nice yummy layer of fat. So we did the duck breast. There was a pickled beet sauerkraut on there that I made the pickled beets for, and then we just mixed it with a regular wine sauerkraut. And I forget if there was anything else like really fancy. We did a aged Gruyere cheese instead of just your regular Swiss. And holy smokes, that was so good. And I thought that was like the most unique variation on Reuben I've ever seen. Because like when you cut it in half, the color of the beet sauerkraut was so nice and like purpley red. But then it still had some of the same flavors of a Reuben, right? Like we tossed the shaved duck breast in the same amount or same types of spices that you would get with corned beef or pastrami, so that was cool. Any good delis in my area to like have a Reuben sandwich? I remember going to one that's like on the way to my brother's house from here, and it's supposed to be like one of the better ones in this city. I didn't love it. They put like so much mustard on the Reuben that like I could barely eat it. And I didn't feel like they put enough meat on it for the price that we paid. So kind of ever since then, I was just like, oh, I guess I'll just make them myself. I don't know of any other ones. There probably is a few more. Shaved smoked duck breast sounds too fancy for brewery palates. You have to think of where we were though, right, Bonk? Being in Vancouver. Being downtown Vancouver, like our clientele was suit and tie for a brewery. Not what you would think, like t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops for a brewery. It was mind-blowing. It was, yeah, a brew pub, let's say. That's what we called it. Greek would know for sure. Like when Sam takes his apron off of his back so that this guy in a suit could eat ribs for lunch that day because he really wanted the special. It was that type of spot. Okay, we need equal parts lemon juice and white balsamic vinegar, so it's 2 tablespoons of each. It was the best. It was so awesome. Yeah, we had some really good experiences there. Some very special clients that became regulars. Okay, that is it other than the salt and pepper. And I think I'm gonna sneak a little bit of Dijon mustard in this just for the emulsification purposes. That too, Greek. Yeah, they will pay for it, so make it, right? I'm looking for a guy in finance. 6'5". Totally. That was so good. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, some good pinches of salt because there's quite a bit of broccoli to season here. One more thing, and then we'll toss this all together. I mean, I do call Sam my finance minister. He does have blue eyes, but he is not 6'5". Okay, just a touch. We don't want it to flavor the dressing, but we like it to hold the oil and vinegar together. More stable. And then I'm just gonna get a small whisk, I think. Hi, Amp. How's your Sunday? You would marry me? It's too late. You lost the race. Maybe you can find someone in the world like me, though. I think a lot of people I know would like a Kate clone in their life, but hey. The color of this dressing, it looks so weird. I will give it a taste though before we pour it right over. That's why we make the dressing outside of the salad. Cause yeah, we followed the recipe, but what if it tastes weird? Greek, I was just saying before you came in, on Thursday this week coming up, that's our 4-year anniversary. Okay, so we want some of the acid as well as the oil. Trying to get a good taste here. You can see the lemon juice in there. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. Mmm. The garlic's like perfectly roasted and crispy. Not bitter at all. Okay, let's pour that over. It's not too acidic. There's not too much oil. Just want to make sure as we're pouring that it pours pretty evenly. So I'll just kind of keep the whisk in here. Yeah, it's been 4 years already, guys. Don't worry though, because like we haven't even gone on the honeymoon yet. Don't worry. We're still adjusting to it too. Just scraping out all this goodness. And now we can just take a spoon and mix it together. My spoons are in here. Yeah, Dust, it's cool. I think it's pretty cool too. I think we're gonna do like something special. At least this is what I've been thinking as far as like a honeymoon is on our 5th year. We might do like a vow renewal because I still kept like my really expensive dress that I originally wanted to wear, but then yeah, COVID happened and stuff. And I still want to wear that for Sam. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe 5-year little vow renewal thing happening. Could be nice. I'm gonna put this other stuff in while we're mixing. Honeymoon where? Our original plan was to go to Hawaii, to go to Maui. But then we had to cancel that. And we just haven't rebooked it. Like, we didn't lose anything from it, luckily. So I think we'll still do that. Or the other one I really want to go to Japan. So I don't know where we'll end up. It's hard sometimes to choose. I don't know if I like how this is mixing. Let's see. I might just go in with my hands. Yeah. One thing about broccoli and dressings is you have to like massage the dressing into it. It just gets better. So don't be scared. We're gonna do that. What the hell is wrong with you? Guys, are we okay with this person, what they're saying? Or is it like weird because we don't know them? Like, I don't know you. Why are you saying that to me on the internet, you weirdo? I'm calling you out once. After that, I'll let my community take care of you. Throwing you to Mish. Chiggity, check yourself. Especially on Father's Day, you weirdo. I can go on and on. You'll teach him how to make ice cream? I'm assuming since he suggested it, he's already dealt with the nipple clamp situation. Amp, if we need an interesting honeymoon suggestion, go to Saint Pierre et Miquelon, which is off the coast of Newfoundland. Oh, I have seen this. There's like a bunch of French islands. What did I learn actually this week? That Thousand Island is in Canada, and that is where the dressing came from. You're welcome, everyone. It kind of blew my mind. Sorry, I just had to wash a bunch of the oil off, and then we'll give it a taste. So see how the broccoli looks nice and coated now with the dressing not dry? Let us see. Yeah, Thousand Islands is Atlantic Coast Greek. Going right down to the bottom. That's a lot of pumpkin seeds on there. Maybe I'll get one more big brocco. Okay, let's see. The little hint of cilantro. You get like the fresh herbs. Then the toasted pumpkin seeds, which are really nutty. And then you get the sweet and sour little vinaigrette. And then the spices at the end. And yeah, if you wanted to make this spicy, you could. Either fresh chopped jalapeno or some chili flakes in the dressing. I don't think I'm gonna add more seasoning to this yet. We'll let it marinate for a little bit of time while we make the sandwich. I'm pretty happy with that, how it is though. And that is one suggestion I will say if you're making a salad like this that's composed, that has a dressing that you mix with it and then let it sit. It will taste better if you let it sit a little bit. So that's why we made it first. Is that the French territory that Amp was talking about? Saint Pierre et Miquelon? Okay, into the fridge. first I'm gonna deal with this ridiculous rye bread situation. Like, I guess I shouldn't have second guessed myself when I was about to just freeze the bread on the same day I bought it. It wouldn't have got moldy then. But in what world does bread go moldy 2 days after you buy it? Okay, the other pieces are fine. And you would smell it. Mold has such a distinct smell. Oh my god, my palate is like so sensitive to it. So we're saying goodbye to all of this entire bag. How long has it been sitting on the shelf? Okay, so if we go off of what they said, it was packaged on June 12th. But look at this. Okay, I might actually go to this store later tonight because it said it's supposed to be good until tomorrow. It said it's supposed to be good until tomorrow, so I'm not gonna throw this out. I'm just gonna pack everything up, rest in the bag. And I'm going back there tomorrow morning because the store opens at 7, which is amazing. You deal with your moldy bread. It hasn't even been like warm enough summer temperatures here for them to even justify it going bad in the store already. Maybe if we had some like solid 30+ temps these last weeks, but it's been like cold and rainy. I did see that TikTok as well, Amp, and I'm just making one sandwich, guys, today. I did see that, and it makes sense, right? But I will also say this. Anytime I've had bread that's made with sourdough, like not as much commercially made, the sourdough lasts at least a week out on the counter. It doesn't go moldy. Oh yeah, I'm always ready for the challenges. Only one thing I'm gonna do before we start assembling this is I don't like love biting on the whole caraway seeds in the dark rye, but this is all they had. So I'm just gonna pick them out, the ones that I could see at least, because it's such a strong like licorice flavor to me. Get out of there. I'm okay with a bit, but not a lot. That piece is bad too, actually, that I just grabbed. I'm scared now. Guys, I'm scared. This one is fine. So all of this has to go back. I'm gonna make them give me like extra grocery points too for stressing me out like this. Emotional damage is what you call that, guys, if you ever have to deal with this. And yeah, it's a health hazard. Because I have like heard of people that, yeah, that one spot of mold that I saw in that bread, I could have easily passed that over, toasted it, and then eaten it. Oh, the flavor of mold in your mouth, guys. You will never forget that. Never. Okay, what do we want to do? Just some butter on the outside? I'll have to soften it. Or I usually do like mayo, which we might actually just do that since it's easier to squeeze. We have our horseradish that will sneak in there. Let's get back to our Dijon mustard. Hi, Kat. You're late to stream. Just got back from sushi lunch. Nom. Our sauerkraut, and then we'll leave the meat and cheese in there for now because we have to squeeze out the sauerkraut. And you cooked meal preps for the week? Fun. Pics and recipes in Discord. Thank you for sharing. That looks awesome. Shrimpies. And some chimkin. Okay, I don't know if I've opened this yet. Yes, I have. I snuck a little bit out. So one important thing, if you're gonna use sauerkraut on sandwich, you wanna squeeze out the extra brine or juice, just so it doesn't make it soggy. So just get a little strainer. Mine's over here. And a container to strain it over. Actually, I think I have a bowl that we can use. That we use for the pumpkin seeds. Yes. And then just take a spoonful out or a forkful of what you're gonna use. And then that can strain while we keep assembling. I find I eat like way more shrimp in the summertime. It's just a summery sort of thing. Shrimp and chicken. Okay, that's probably more than enough for our one small sandwich. And it does matter, I would say, the type of sauerkraut you get. I've had some not so good ones, but something about the wine sauerkraut or just the German brand in general seems to be the best. I don't really love the Bix sauerkraut at all, that brand. Okay, we'll hold on to the fork. You can just kind of pile this together and then give it a squeeze. You can see how much moisture comes out that you wouldn't think. You don't have to squeeze absolutely every single bit of moisture out, because then it will be weird and dry on the sandwich. But look at that. Think about if we kept all that on there. So soggy. I'm gonna put this in on this little lid here that I had on the side. That'd be so scary. Like, that was one of my fears for other people, Annie, as far as an allergy. Was so stressful to cook for in a restaurant if someone was like deathly allergic to seafood. I hated it. The shrimp marinade was so good. You're sharing with a brother-in-law who doesn't like seafood. Okay, so you just made him chicken instead. Nice. Okay, for assembling this, I think I'm just gonna do it on a cutting board, because we gotta mayo the outer bread first. So we always butter or mayo the outer bread, and then just flip it over. Grab our other two things that we need. This Montreal smoked meat brisket, which was the best looking thing I can find, and then just some cheese. Ugh, kraut pea, gross. Kat, you're not a huge seafood fan either, but shrimps and salmon you can do. Yeah, any type of garlic shrimp. Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze this out and then we'll brush it nice and smooth. Let me get my little sandwich spreader. At first, when I saw the sandwich spreader on the culinary cutlery list for when I went to school, at first I was like, why would we ever need this in our toolkit? But now I'm so happy that I have it. I've used it so many times over the years. And yeah, you don't have to go nuts with the layer of butter or mayo. I believe this mayo version instead of butter is from David Chang, a famous chef. I'm pretty sure that's where this version came from. I forget though, it's been so many years. But you do want it to be really nice and evenly spread so that when you griddle it, it toasts up really evenly, all golden brown around. All right, next one. Let's go with some mustard. I'm not making the Russian dressing for this today. I don't like really sweet flavored sauces like that, and Russian dressing's kind of sweet. I just grew up having mustard, and then we are gonna make it more adult by just putting a little bit of horseradish. You can do yellow mustard as well if you don't like the spiciness of the Dijon. Forgot to tell me you found the import Kewpie at your local Walmart. See, that's where I got mine. How much did you pay for yours? Because I think I paid $4.98 for this bottle. It was $2 off. And the mustard part of this sandwich actually makes sense, because there's usually mustard seed in the spices that they use to cure the pastrami or the smoked meat. Paid $6 American. Whoa. I thought it would have been cheaper. Only thing that gives you gag reflex is durian. Yeah, I don't think I could try that one. I don't know. I always say I'll try everything once. But even when I was in Thailand and had the chance to try the durian, I still didn't. I mean, I was younger back then, though. I was like just turned 20. So I've grown a little bit since then. I would maybe try it just for you guys. You'd pay about $8 for the bottle from the Asian market. Okay, here's our very fancy Keg brand horseradish. I was excited for the horseradish today because I vacuum sealed the other extra steak that I bought this week on sale, and I love eating ribeye with horseradish. I'm not going insane with it. What is this, about a teaspoon worth? Because this one says it's extra hot. And we'll just distribute that around on the bread. I've never done horseradish on my Reuben before, but Annie talked me into it. Because horseradish and beef, right? The fatty bits. It would be good with the Swiss cheese too. This is new to me though. We're going off course of what I'm used to. You like making, ooh, yes, a horseradish mayo. Always money. Okay, so first one we'll do is the cheese. The cheese was on sale this week, at least. That was nice. Like $2 off a package. Like from the root, fresh grated. Oh, I don't know about that. We're gonna do for sure 2 slices of cheese. I think it might be more of like a 3 slices of cheese though. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm just feeling like we need extra bits there. Like that. Mish. You already knew that was going to be the case. Okay, next one. We are going to put the sauerkraut in between the cheese and the meat so that that also helps it not go soggy. So it's not going to touch the bread directly. And yeah, there's for sure a limit to the amount of sauerkraut that you put on a Reuben. You don't want to put too much, but then you also don't want to put too little that you're like, yo, where is it? I try to do one even layer. And you definitely don't want equal parts sauerkraut to meat or cheese. Ugh. Be so sour. Okay, let's get into this. I'm excited to try it as well. Like I said, this was about the best looking thing that I could get from the store. It looks good. Even I thought this was quite a bit for me, Bonk, and I love sauerkraut. This is good, guys. It's good quality. Like, let's just put it this way. When I went to this store, I was like looking at all the meat selections. And when he said he didn't have pastrami, I like looked at the corned beef. He could see my eyes look at it. And I made the worst face. I was just like, oh. I think is what I said. And he's like, I could shave off the first piece for you if you want. It always kind of looks gross like that. I was like, no, I know that brand. That's not what I'm looking for. I felt so bad though. Just, oh God. That is not it. And then I saw this chunk of brisket sitting above it. And I was like, yes, that is gonna work, guys. And so see how I'm like kind of strategically layering this on? There is a method to building sandwiches like this. You want to layer the meats. You don't just want like one really thick piece of meat. That's gross. Texture-wise. And then if you fold it, you'll get more height as well. Take it from someone who's made, for sure, like thousands of sandwiches in their life. I mean, I was making... Guys, when I first started making sandwiches there, I think I was making about 500 a night. That's a lot. I've made a couple. Good God, right? Because you had to estimate about 2.5 sandwiches per person for the camp. So when the camp was like 120, 150 people, it like exponentially added up. And so I got 300 grams of the Montreal smoked meat, thinking like 150 grams per sandwich would be quite a bit, right? If I lift this up, that's looking like some good layers. I'm gonna put one more piece for good measure. And then I saved enough that hopefully I can make a sandwich or at least an open-faced one for myself later on. And hopefully that's not gonna go moldy in the fridge. I don't really trust going to that store anymore, but it's so nice and convenient, like 5 minutes from home. Kind of breaks my heart. It's looking splendid. So then, oh shoot, I totally effed up. I was supposed to mayo this other side. Stop it. Stop that wind. Can you hear the fan on this side? Bup, 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 bup. Stop it right now. Sauerkraut in Bigos. What is that again? I forget what that dish is. Is it just a bunch of meats cooked together with sauerkraut? Is that the German thing? No, my mom didn't make that. She didn't cook a ton of Ukrainian food for us. This sandwich is so thick, we'll probably have to put a lid on it to steam the meat through. Or what I do sometimes, now that we kind of have everything assembled, is you can pick up all of the meats, now that it's layered, and just do a little quick fry in the pan as you're griddling the bread and melting the cheese, which is probably what we'll do. Another option that we can say for this is you can put it in the pan like open-faced and griddle it that way, and then just sandwich the cheese and meat together afterwards. Got a couple different options that we can do. Yes, the mayo trick. A lot of people are weird about it. I don't care though. Sausage, cabbage, sauerkraut, and ground pork. Yeah, I've never had that. And then caraway seeds. Hunter's stew. Thanks, Mish. You're being Paloozer today. Chopped various meats. So in my mind, I already knew what it was. That's funny. I think I've heard of it before, though. Okay. Frying pan. If you had a griddle, obviously that is the best, but I don't have that pan anymore. I gave it back to my dad. It was once upon a time a hand-me-down, then I gave it back to him. It was the Epic Pancake, the flat, like, square pan that I had. And then, when we are griddling sandwiches, you don't really want a medium or high heat. Kind of the same thing with croutons, right? Everyone thinks we need a really high heat to get them toasted. But then it's important that we're also heating through the sandwich ingredients. So it's more of a medium-low heat. That's why I said it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to get this cooked properly. Yum! Another dish that gets better after it's refrigerated and then reheated. So many are like that, right? So let's wait for this to heat up. I guess I'll be making a corned beef or Montreal smoked meat hash with that extra sandwich meat. Because yeah, all the rest of that bread I'm taking back to the store. But it's really yummy with potatoes too, fried up. That's what I'll make for breakfast these next days for myself. Use it up. There's a place there in LA called Langer's that has amazing Reubens. They double bake the rye and the pastrami is super juicy. Do they shave the pastrami fresh there? Like, that's all I can remember from Katz's Deli. Is you just walk in to the place, and you guys can go back on our YouTube channel and watch this as well because we streamed from there. But yeah, you walk into the deli, the one side is all just like tables and chairs pushed together, like really close seating. And then there's the like full-on deli counter, basically spanning like the whole length of the restaurant. And then all it is was the big menu up top with everything printed out. And like, we didn't really know what to do, right? But yeah, you have to go up to the counter, order what you're having, and like, they'll give you a number of your order. And then you go find your table and then just wait for them to call out your order. But then it gets even more stressful because then when you go up to get your sandwich, the carver asks you what type of meat you want. How are you gonna decide? But I'm so happy that I said pastrami. And yeah, they just take the huge meat fork, shove it into the brisket, put it on the board, slice it all like steaming fresh, pile it onto the bread that's like sitting in front of you with the Swiss cheese on it. And you just take your tray with the pickles and call it a day. And yeah, that sandwich, I think if we converted it to Canadian prices, was like around like $35, $40. But so good, right? Like, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. Sam's also been to the one Canadian spot here in Quebec. It's called Schwartz's Deli. And that is along the same lines as Katz's, I would say. Okay, let's drop this in. There should be like a little sizzle when you drop it. Yeah, I can see it on the bread. But not too crazy of a sizzle. And then I plan to use the meat to fry over here. So I'm kind of making room in the pan for us to do that. But we'll do that like almost right before we flip it over. We'll let the bread start heating up more. May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah, he's been there. And then as well, I don't know if this is still possible, but I remember we're able to like buy the full pieces of the Schwartz brand pastrami or corned beef as far as like deli meats go in Canada. So you could get the same thing that they make, but you can make it at home for yourself. Shiggity, yeah. Mile high in it while still in the pan. Bold moves. You know me. You know me. What else? We've also wanted to try, because you can get the like sandwich package or sandwich platter shipped to you from Katz's Deli. So like they pack everything separately, the bread, sauerkraut, cheese, and meat, ship it to you with cold packs, I'm sure, and then you just assemble it all at home. I've always wanted to try that. I'm not sure if they're still doing it though. I remember that was pretty big during COVID when we were looking at it. And yeah, if you're unsure of the bread, you can just like have a peek. They so pile it on. Like I said, most expensive sandwich ever, but also the largest sandwich ever. Wonder if they have gluten-free version. I wonder now, hey? Now you guys are gonna make me look it up. Maybe we'll also learn a little bit of the Reuben sandwich while we're waiting for this to toast. We like doing that. New York's only 2 hours away from you. That's the easiest road trip ever. That's the easiest road trip. Like, to me, a short road trip's like 3 hours. You should so go. I would so go to New York all the time if I was that close. Okay, this is cool because I usually read off of Wikipedia for you guys. The photo of the Reuben sandwich on the Wikipedia page is the Katz's Deli one. Yum! Yum. Okay, the Reuben sandwich is a North American grilled sandwich. I didn't know it was North American. So they say composed of corned beef, or we can say pastrami, or here in Canada it's known as Montreal smoked meat, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and Russian dressing, or Thousand Island dressing, or we did mustard and horseradish, griddled between slices of rye bread. It is associated with kosher-style delis, but it is not kosher, as the dish combines meat and cheese together. I'm starting to smell the bread toast. Let me get a spatula really quick for flipping. I can't imagine cooking and not being able to smell things cook. Because the nose really tells you a lot about what's happening, right? Like, even if you were blind, let's say, and you could still smell, okay, that's getting actually pretty dark. What am I gonna do quickly? Do I want to flip it off? I'm gonna flip it off. But yeah, even if you had like some other sensory disability, if you could still smell what you cooked, I think that's key. Should have done that before I started talking, but that's okay. Sometimes perfection is hard to achieve. We can only try our best. Wait, is Michael telling us because I stopped reading? And yeah, right, Bonk, the sliced meat in the picture. That's how our sandwich looked, though. That's how ours looked. Okay, so Arnold Reuben may have invented this sandwich, but what's this other one that I'm seeing? Reuben Kolakowski. Reuben Kolakowski asked for a sandwich made of corned beef and sauerkraut at his weekly poker game, held in the Blackstone Hotel in Nebraska around the 20s. And one of the sons of the people that worked there made this sandwich, and then he called it the Reuben sandwich because he also added Thousand Island dressing on it and served it on rye bread. I always think that the North American accounts of food, there's so many variations of who did it. Do we even know the real story? Why are sandwiches invented while playing cards? Also that. What is this about? Whoa! We almost lost the layering. That would have been so sad. This looks good already, though. So we put the lid on to steam it, right? Me too, Chase. One of my faves. Sandwiches are really versatile. The Reuben sandwich is the nation's top hotel and restaurant sandwich, so it's what people order the most. Shiggity. Everyone started getting lawyers in the early 20th century, and then so they claimed it was theirs. That actually makes sense, though. Okay, now we're gonna reassemble this. Reassemble it in the pan. We're just doing that for now to put the other piece of bread on. And now, the really risky part. But I don't think it's that risky. I don't know, I've flipped a lot of sandwiches, I guess. But I really like the color on the dark rye bread. It can be deceiving too when you have a dark bread like this. You're like, is it actually toasting? But it just goes to show, yes, it will toast. So now we're only griddling the other piece of bread. Did the cheese get melty enough? If near the end it's not melty enough, we'll just pop the lid on for one more moment. Get those edges melted. That's it, guys. Let's get our plate. Our salad's already done. We'll put the sandwich and the salad together on the plate. Or maybe the salad in a bowl on the side. I think might look really good too. Yeah, let's call Titan Reuben from now on. He joked about it, we took it literally. That's what happens here. Okay, it's toasting up pretty good. Turn this heat down. One little pop real quick just to get some steam. It's not gonna make that soggy for the couple seconds that we do it, don't worry. And even if it does, I'll tell you this. You can just flip the sandwich back over and crisp the bread back up again. It's okay, guys. It's just a sandwich. A glass of semi-dry Riesling is the ideal companion to a Reuben sandwich. Mmm. What else? I mean, that does sound really good, though, to go with the flavors. I mean, since it's beef, you can always go a little bit darker, right? Like a rosé or a red wine. Look, that's all it took to melt it. Make those corners droop down. Okay, one more flip over. And now that it's melted, the sandwich stays together better. Look at how evenly that side toasted, though, compared to the other one. We need a serrated knife to cut our sandwich. And while that's finishing, I'm just gonna set up a little filming area for the socials. Little plating video. We're coming over, actually. German wine or for a Germanish sandwich. Yeah. Okay, look. I was just holding it up. Stay. Stay there. Just hold on, guys. We're almost there. I would say that's definitely quick and easy. We're just coming up to 2 hours now. A Trimbach? I don't think I've had that variety of wine. Zinfandel? That would go good. Oh, that's the brand. Okay. I was like, I've never heard of that varietal. I thought it was German or something. Okay, so I'm hoping that we can get a cheese pull today on this sandwich. So how we usually do that, I just set up my video and then we're good. How you get a cheese pull is you cut the sandwich and then you let it sit for a couple of moments afterwards with the slices still together. And then you try and pull it apart afterwards. I'm just gonna go right in half like this. Listen to that crunch of the bread. Just really gentle, like holding this down. And you just wanna do your sawing motion. And then just keep that together warm while we plate the broccoli salad. You've never heard a food described as umami heavy? Seems impossible. Almost. It almost could be. Yeah, why would you want more umami than anything, right? That is interesting, Amp, now that you say that. Oh no, we dropped a little bit of salad on the plate. It's okay. Okay, let's see if we got it. I don't know if we did or not. We didn't, but at least if I show you, the cheese is melted. It would be bad if you could, like, literally see the outline of the cheese not being melted. This dang camera never wants to focus for me. Okay, there we go. Still not. Hello? What are you doing? But that looks good, the layers. Okay. Put that down. We usually serve it like that, right? So it's easy to grab for people. And unless you pile it insanely high, you shouldn't really need a toothpick or anything like that. Let me just take a photo of this and then we'll try it. Success though, even with the absolute like tragedy of not being able to find pastrami, of coming home and seeing that my bread is actually moldy. Like as a chef, when you deal with those things, it's just like, what is going on in my world right now? Like, why is this happening to me, you know? It looks so good when I take the photo and the chat is in the background. The salad might be better to eat with a spoon, actually, so you can get everything together. Okay, first things first. While this is nice and hot. It did fit so good, hey? Our little sandwich and salad lunchy. There was a little cheese pull. Did you see it? Mmm. Those layers of meat are so good. So if you make this, ask for them to shave it instead of slice it. And then they'll make it really nice and thin. Even just those couple of minutes of us steaming the meat on its own in the pan, it's all heated through. And like I said, you'll know if it's cold in the middle because your cheese won't be melted. When you cut it, it'll just be a cheese slice, but not melty. I got a little bit of a horseradish bite in that, and it was good. It wasn't bad at all. Not too spicy where you're like, whoa, what is that, right? But it complements the other ingredients. And yeah, good griddle on the bread. It's all toasty. You heard that, I'm sure, when I bit into it. So the bread's toasted on the outside, but then super soft in the middle. Definitely the horseradish overpowered the flavor of the mustard. But it's not overpowering to eat. And thanks, you like Dags. Needs more horseradish? No! I mean, that's probably personal preference. It's still really turned out. I want this top bite with all the cheese. That's how you almost crush half a sandwich. Okay, let's have a couple of bites of salad. See how that is together. I will say, yeah, some people may think it's a little bit dry, the sandwich, without having mayo inside of the sandwich too. That's a good suggestion, Bonk. Just mix the horseradish and mustard with a touch of mayo. Would be really good together. Good job, Michael. Thank you very much for those screenshots. That way people can see what we made. Let's see how this salad tastes now that it marinated for a little bit of time, but we know it'll taste better tomorrow. The pumpkin seeds are so good, the nutty flavor that it gives. I think for sure I'll add a little bit more salt to this, but we don't need much at all. I love how crunchy the broccoli stays too. It's not just coated in a mayo dressing. The sweetness of the dates is really good. And like totally the spices that we used in the dressing like really complement the flavor of the smoked meat. Like it almost tastes the same. Pepitas. So much funner to say than pumpkin seed. Mmm. And then I was also gonna say, if you ever get a Reuben sandwich from a deli, you probably won't get this with it. You will usually just get pickles or maybe some other very basic salads, but usually it's either like a brined pickle, so like what we know as garlic dill pickles, as well. Some places do a half sour pickle, so it's like half fermented. So it's like super crunchy still, a little like sour and like fizzy almost. It's so, so good to cut through the fat of the sandwich. Brick Lane, how are you? Mish, is that how you say pumpkin seed in Danish? Okay, I'm having one more bite of sandwich before we go find someone to go raid. I think that's my top favorite sandwich, is a Reuben. It's probably like Reuben and then maybe a club sandwich after that, piled high. And then after that, I'd probably go burger, but like a burger's not a sandwich. Why are Danish and German words so violent? I just got some sauerkraut in my teeth, one sec. I don't know. Is a burger a sandwich? I don't know. Open out. That's so cool what you did with the font. Hello. It's been forever. How are you? That's already a whole weekend of streams, guys. Where does the time go? It's a patty sandwich between two halves of a bun. You're not wrong. Rainbow donuts. That's what Kanara's making. If you guys have suggestions for the raid, let me know. Excuse me as well. Belch of approval for the chef. Quick and easy Sunday was a success once again. I don't know where to go, guys. Although we did find someone new yesterday, and that was fun. You're not British, so you can call a burger a sandwich. It's so controversial. The British are the ones that came up with sandwich, though. I didn't know that. Maybe I did learn that once upon a time, but I don't think it was on the culinary test. Okay, we were talking about donuts not long ago on stream, and I think Kanara will do a really good job of them. So let's go watch Kanara make some rainbow donuts. The Earl of Sandwich. Oh, there's a place here called that? That chain restaurant. Earl of Sandwich. Okay, it's created. Crazy. Guys, thanks for the really fun weekend of streams. Yeah, I can't believe that went by so fast already. We're doing great, Open Out. Things are just rolling right along every Friday, Saturday, Sunday here. So stay tuned. In our Discord, I'll come up with the menu for next week once again. I'll post it on Thursday. Have a good week at work. No, Lisa. No. Yeah, have a good week at work, all of us. I'll be busy these next days. I gotta do the big grocery shop and stuff for my clients tomorrow. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't yet, if you want to make any of these recipes. But yeah, everything turned out really good from what we made today. Love y'all, guys. Thanks for all the biddies today, the fun hype train to start the stream, all the resubs, gifted subs. They all mean a lot to me. So stay safe out there. I'm gonna hit this button, and I hope to see you next Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific is when we'll be back. Let's go see Kanara's Donuts. Bye!